Editor Megan Greavy. Here's a look at the Wednesday, July 9th edition of the Herald-Press. In court news, 7 people charged in relation to a 31-person drug bust earlier this year were sentenced in the Huntington County Superior Court Tuesday morning. Sean Mitchum, 29, was sentenced to 6 years in prison and 2 on probation for a single count of dealing in a Schedule II controlled substance. Jarek Young, 24, of Huntington, was sentenced to 25 years in prison for charges of dealing in a Schedule III controlled substance as a Class A felony and 5 years for habitual substance offender enhancement. Vincent Velez of Huntington was sentenced to 25 years in prison for charges of dealing in a Schedule II controlled substance as a Class A felony. Stephanie Chafee, 26, of Huntington, was sentenced to 16 years in prison for charges of dealing in a Schedule II controlled substance as a Class B felony. And Wendy Tackett, 38, of Huntington, was sentenced to 15 years in prison for charges of dealing in meth as a Class A felony and 5 years for habitual substance offender enhancement. And Jeremy Burnwith of Huntington was sentenced to 30 years in prison for charges of dealing in a Schedule II controlled substance as a Class A felony and 5 years for a habitual substance offender enhancement. For more details on that, check out the Herald-Press tomorrow or go online at 8 p.m. This story should be up by then. Also, Joshua Albertson, 24, pleaded guilty to dealing in meth as a Class B felony Tuesday morning. He was the one involved, according to police reports. He had made meth at a home on Edna Alley that then caught fire. Let's see. Also, tomorrow we take a look at Camp Hero, which kicked off this week. The number of students participating in that actually doubled from last year, so that's very good for them, and talk a little bit about all the stuff that the kids are going to do. We also take a look at a few building updates from the Board of Works, including the city getting some property that's currently in that went on a tax sale. It didn't sell in the city. It's in a floodplain, so they're trying to, take care of that. And then also there's a house that Huntington Alert is trying to save that's up for demolition. And then also Senator Banks is being deployed to Afghanistan with the Navy. And so we take a look at how that will affect his re-election bid, because he is up for re-election in November. In sports, we take a look at Devin Goles, who received an All-State Honorable Mention for baseball, which he was very excited about. He said he'd always wanted to receive an All-State nod, so he was excited to do that as a senior. And then we take a look at a football camp that Champs Academy is hosting as well. So that is a quick look at the Herald-Press for Wednesday. We invite you to pick up a copy to read more about these and other stories.